Welcome back to another episode of The Canon. We're going to get into some DC rumors, Doctor Strange wrapping up, and also a new Rogue One trailer. Stay tuned. Alright, so let's get into our first topic. Rogue One, a Star Wars story, dropped its first teaser trailer. Probably the first marketing that we've seen in a while, really, besides that one little picture of the group chilling like this. But Sal, what'd you think of the trailer?
I thought it was awesome. I didn't even think it was going to be. It was almost 2 minutes long, but the trailer itself was very entertaining. It was pretty dark, actually, darker than I thought it was going to be. Even just the audio when the alarm is going off, which reminds me of Ridley Scott's Alien. I don't know if you ever watched the original trailer, and Prometheus. They kind of did the same thing with the whole time was just so it kind of builds high tension within the viewer. So that really did it for me. I liked also that they did not show Darth Vader. I think I mentioned in an earlier episode that I hope that he wasn't a big topic in this movie, and they did that right off the bat, because I feel like if this was DC, we would have saw Darth Vader for like the whole 2 minutes.
That's fire.
I know, I'm sorry, DC, but yeah, so I'm really glad they had the focus on Felicity. I think it's going to be a story, obviously, about her. She seems like a very complex character, in contrast to Rey. I know that's a very unpopular thing to say, but Rey was kind of she was good at everything. So this girl seems a little bit deeper than Rey. Not that I really want to compare the two. It's a whole separate story and a separate timeline, so don't want to focus too much on that, but she seems like an interesting character, and so far what I've seen, it seems like an interesting story.
Alright, I remember telling you were wrong, that Vader has to be in this movie.
Well,
And I do believe I will be correct. I believe he'll show up. But I'm going to go the opposite approach. I didn't like it that much. I wouldn't say I disliked it. I didn't care, really. But I didn't care going into it. And watching this didn't make me feel any other certain type of way. I guess it didn't make me more excited. I just don't like the idea of the prequels in general. I mean, not the actual prequels, but these offshoot stories. I just don't know what purpose they serve.
money.
Well, yeah, you're right. But outside of that, it doesn't, add to what we have with Force Awakens in that trilogy. But, putting my bias aside, I will say it looks different. Like, you're right. Maybe that was the way the trailer was, but it did seem a little darker. But just some of the stuff was weird to me. Like the samurai guy or whoever he's supposed to be fighting stormtroopers with a stick. Like they got blasters, shoot them. So that was weird. But it did have a different tone than most Star Wars.
Yeah. Even just the way it was shot.
Yeah.
Kind of seemed very off-putting in a good way.
Yeah, I remember I just watched it before we started, but I remember I was like, who directed this? Like right when I was watching it, because I don't even remember them talking about the director, and I was just like, man, the cinematography looks different.
Gareth Edwards.
Yeah, I don't know what that is, but yeah, good job, Gareth.
Oh, he did Godzilla. I remember I did look that up earlier.
Okay.
And Godzilla 2 coming soon.
Nice. So the one thing that I took away is like as soon as I started watching, I was like, seems like Suicide Squad. And then the more I thought about it, kind of does. It's like we didn't really know who this group was. We were like, are they a part of the rebellion, whatever? At least with her character, it seems like some type of troublemaker. I think the rest of them, or at least majority of them, will be a troublemaker. You have one or two guys that are from the resistance or rebellion. I guess the same thing. But the other people seem like people that are in trouble and they're going on a dangerous mission. They probably, most likely, won't come back from what we know.
Yeah.
They all, I don't know if they all died, but anyway, it just seemed a lot like Suicide Squad. Not saying they're ripping it off or anything like that. That's just how it came across to me. So.
We'll probably see Jared Leto at the end of the next trailer.
I hope so. All right, so for our next news, the Doctor Strange movie has wrapped production earlier this week, or last week by the time you watch this. So, yeah, we've seen official images that came out afterwards. They've announced the trailer is going to drop Tuesday, so it'll be tomorrow by the time you're watching this. And yeah, so just we see set photos coming out this week, but now the production is done. So Sal, what are your thoughts about the Doctor Strange now that we're kind of over the hump a little bit? We've seen 2 movies so far in 2016. May we'll get 2 more, and then we'll be rolling on right through.
Yeah, I haven't heard much news from Doctor Strange. It seems like kind of went off without a hinge, which is a good thing. I think they kind of had their vision set from the start for a long time with this, especially with Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange himself. So I'm really just looking forward to seeing how different this is from every other MCU movie. You know, it's Doctor Strange. We've said before that it's kind of their I don't know, I keep saying Guardians of the Galaxy, but it's kind of like Guardians of the Galaxy times 10 in terms of just how different it is from the forefront superheroes of Marvel or DC for that matter. So I'm glad that, you know, I didn't hear much bad news about it, and it seemed kind of like they didn't rush production, but it seemed just like they got through it really quick. I just remember talking about it in one of our earlier episodes, which was in January, so it didn't take too long for that. And so yeah, I'm looking forward to Tuesday or tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
So do you think you'll see it just now, or do you have to wait to see the trailer before you make that decision?
No, I'm the kind of person that is going to probably see any superhero movie. I didn't see Fantastic Four, so that just looked really, really bad before I saw it. So I know you saw it. But yeah, I'll probably see it. You know, Marvel always has good movies in my opinion. At least watchable. I'll definitely pay for them. So yeah, I'll go see it. How about you?
Yeah.
It seems like you're not gonna.
Until
you see
yeah, no, I'm gonna go see it. I think this is going to be a gigantic piece in moving the MCU forward to Phase 4. Like we talked about, this is their introduction into mysticism and magic. Not necessarily the type of magic that Thor brings, like with Asgard, but actual magic.
Yeah.
So I think this is going to be a big piece, like the segue them. So I'm interested to see. But the cast is ridiculous. If you're not familiar with them, they're like top level actors right now. Chiwetel Ejiofor. You got Tilda Swinton. You have Benedict Cumberbatch, of course.
Yeah.
And then Mads Mikkelsen, like.
Who's also in Rogue One.
Yeah, he's in Rogue One. He was a star in Hannibal, the TV show that kind of got him on the map. Ridiculous talent. So I was going to go see that anyway because it might get an Oscar or something for Best Actor. So, but the trailer will go a lot, you know, to telling me because we haven't seen much from production. It was quick. It was, you know, cut and dry, which is more than we can say for the rest of the pre-production where they kind of went back and forth with the actors. Like Joaquin Phoenix was the guy and everyone knew it, but then they couldn't make that work. And Benedict Cumberbatch was a constellation prize, but a really good one.
Oh yeah.
So
it's like 2 number ones right there.
Yeah, so it ended up working. So the actual production went smooth. So I don't know. I'll wait for the trailer, but I'm excited. It seems very different than what we've seen so far from the MCU. Like, I don't even know how they introduced Doctor Strange into the equation and before Thanos comes, because then, of course, you're going to need all hands on deck.
Yeah.
But, before we go on, do you think we'll see him in the end credit scene of Civil War? Because I happen to think...
You know what? I actually wasn't thinking about anything about Civil War, or end credit scenes in terms of that. Yeah, now that they're done with production, I don't... Then we usually have 2. One usually has to deal with that movie we just saw itself, and then the other one is some other movie. Maybe it's Apocalypse, because we saw at the end of, or was that Spider-Man that we saw at the end of? We saw a scene from Days of Future Past.
Wait, what do you mean Apocalypse?
I meant Apocalypse, the movie.
Oh, wait, what?
X-Men.
Wait, I'm confused.
Because remember, was it Age of Ultron that we saw the scene from X-Men in the end credits, or was that Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man?
No.
I mean, I know they're not related in terms of companies, but that's why. Never mind. No.
You lost me.
Anyways, no, I don't. Maybe we will see Doctor Strange.
All right.
Sorry, guys. I'm totally crazy. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, cut that out. All right, so next up we have DC, our lovely DC. After a nice long rant about them last episode, but anyway, changes have come, and so Wonder Woman has been moved up a few weeks. It's still in June 2017, but instead of end of June, it's early June. And then Jungle Book, which isn't in our area, but it got pushed back. First of all, the Jungle Book coming out now is going to be amazing. But it's just smart business to move that Jungle Book movie back because it's too close to this one. And so that's smart. I don't know if that has to do with Batman vs. Superman. But then DC announced 2 unnamed projects where we have one coming out October 5th, 2018. One is November 1st, 2019. So the October movie will be after Flash and Aquaman, to put it in the timeline. And then the November 2019 movie is after Shazam and Justice League Part 2, but before Cyborg. So to kind of put those into perspective.
Look it up on Google.
Yeah. So anyway, what do you feel about this? Do you think this is Batman vs. Superman reaction?
I told you, everyone. I told you. No, I think it's good news. Why not? If they took stuff off or held the stuff back, that's bad news. But adding 2 more, I think that
sign of strength.
I think so. Warner Brothers has put their faith in Snyder and the rest of the slate here going on. So why not add 2 more? I mean, you definitely have to think that the first one at least is probably a solo Batman film. That's the word on the street that has been for a little bit. Or the second one could be, but I think they'd want to, add more to this Batman character before that's in the middle of Justice League, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so either way, I think the earlier the better for his character. And then
I think it's a prequel anyway.
Yeah, it's a prequel anyway.
I mean, we don't know, but I think
it'll be a prequel.
That's the good thing about, like I was talking about, having an older Batman doing prequels. You can do it whenever you want.
And you could even get a younger guy if you really wanted to take a stretch, which I don't think they will, but if you wanted. And then the second one was the rumor to be Suicide Squad 2, which it's good. I wouldn't mind that, obviously, depending on Suicide 1. Because I was thinking, 1, you should probably introduce a whole nother character and his world instead of already revisiting another Suicide Squad, which you've already done. But with Suicide Squad, you can introduce so many more characters because people die off in that like this. So either way, you're gonna get newer characters. So I wouldn't really mind now, I guess, if it was Suicide Squad 2. I don't know, again, how that kind of lends itself to the future of this storyline. But if we see that the first one ends on, like, not a cliffhanger, but see that this story can continue, that's where it would pick up, I would think. Maybe it has some effect. Justice League Part 1 will have an effect on Suicide Squad 2, if that's the case, if that's what we do. But yeah, what about you? Or do you have any opinions on what you think they are?
Yes, I just said everything, honestly. No, well, I'll get to what I think they are, but first, the actual news. It is very tough for me to sit here and say it's not reaction to Batman vs. Superman. The Jungle Book, I already said, that's just business. Wonder Woman going up. I think production, like we even said on the featurette, that movie like had a lot of stuff for 1 month of shooting. So I think it's going faster than they expected, and it's going better, and they're excited about it. So I think that's just them moving it up. The unnamed projects, I think, were part of the plan.
You just think they were holding back?
I think it was always a space for a solo Batman and solo Superman movie, or Man of Steel 2.
Oh yeah, Man of Steel 2.
So I think that was always space for them, and this is kind of what that is. But the timing of the announcement, I think, is because of Batman versus Superman. I mean, by the time you guys are watching this, it'll be April 11th, and that is DCD Day. Like, we will know. April 11th is when Justice League is supposed to start filming. We will know by today if Zack Snyder is still there or not. And that's going to speak a lot to what's going on in DCU. It seems from everything everyone's saying, he's still going to be there. So, you know, it kind of just, we have to actually see it happen. So if he starts filming, they open up that movie with Snyder behind the camera, okay, full steam ahead. But so I can't say it's direct, what they did is because of Batman vs. Superman, but I think the timing is because it's like, okay, we need to win some people back right now. But also talking about BVS, of course, like dropped 69% in the box office.
Yeah.
I know Sal foolishly thought it was gonna do big. I don't know why, but it still made $50 million, and a lot of movies can't make that in a weekend period. So it's over 700 million worldwide. I don't know. It might get to $1 billion.
I was just gonna ask you that. Do you think it will?
It might, because Man of Steel, I mean, it get to $1 billion, but Man of Steel took like, I think 14 weeks to do what BVS has done, and so it's like
It's only coming up on its third weekend.
And you look at the daily reports, it made over $40 million during the week alone. So it's like the numbers are dropping, but they're still there, and worldwide is really killing. So I think it's gonna get right up to $1 billion. We're already at 700 million. You got another week before Jungle Book comes out, which I think is gonna absolutely take a chunk out of the money. But then after that, you're cruising until Civil War. So I think it might get $1 billion. As far as the movies, I think the October movies are Batman Solo, and then I didn't think of Suicide Squad 2, and I didn't like it when you told me about it. But now picture this, because this is what I want.
Okay.
What if it's a Suicide Squad 2 movie, and this comes like right after Justice League Part 2? What if it's them, the squad getting sent to steal something from the Justice League?
What do you think it would be?
I don't know what it would be. It wouldn't matter.
A boom
it really wouldn't. Now my question is, like, can they get all these people together?
So it's
for
just
this?
like a huge movie.
Yeah, so almost like
Does
Suicide Squad v Justice League.
If they named it that,
because I feel like after Justice League Part 2, hopefully the league is formed fully. Now they have a base of some sort. Whether they do the Javelin in space, I don't know.
Yeah.
But they'll have some base or whatever, and it's like, okay, the world accepts this is our Justice League. And I'm like, man, what if they hit us right with that movie where, like, the Suicide Squad's to infiltrate and steal something? Or
if it's like Amanda Waller meets Justice League Doom, where Batman has the contingency plan to beat
I don't
them
want
all.
them to do that so quickly, because, like, why would you trust Batman if
not even Batman. I'm just saying, like, she knows all their weaknesses somehow, and she gives the go-ahead to the Suicide Squad.
Yeah, so that's what I'm hoping. If it's not that, then I don't want Suicide Squad 2. I would rather take Man of Steel 2.
So you don't want like a solo Suicide Squad?
No.
Okay.
And plus, like, it'll be a newer team who'll have more people, because some people will die. But yeah, if it's that, I'm cool. If it's not that, then I'd rather it be Man of Steel 2.
I think we'll see some, if it is Suicide Squad 2, we'll see repercussions of Justice League stuff in Suicide Squad 2, because it's after both of them. And also Blue Beetle and Booster Gold was a rumor as well. Those are very, very unknown characters to kind of casual fans, but they're popular, and
they are, but they better not.
I mean, to me, that's a lot of new people that you're gonna have. Even though I said it like a new character, so I don't know. Maybe I'm going back on that.
I'm cutting this off. Let's go next topic. Spider-Man has a rumored title. Basically, Sony has been registering domain names, which are names for internet websites, and you see this all the time. Studios, like, they register almost any potential name for the movie just in case they end up going with that name. And you know, because you don't want a situation where someone like me has your name registered already, and now you got to pay me $5 million to use the website. But I would like that. But anyway, so
let's just take all the names off now.
Yeah, I know. Let's start registering. But so one of the names that has been leaked is Spider-Man Homecoming.
Yeah.
Along with some other ones. I believe it was Spider-Man Suspended was actually one. And then it was like Spider-Man Greatness Awaits or something like that. So what do you think about the potential title of Spider-Man Homecoming?
I mean, that's everything that is happening right now. He's coming home to the Marvel Universe, teaming up with the Avengers like he should be. And I like it. And I was reading something else, though, that it has to do, this kid's in high school, so it's kind of a double play on words. I don't know if you've heard that as well. That's pretty cool.
I mean, yeah, he's in high school. That's the first thing I thought of, and I was like, I swear this better not be like a super high school
No,
movie.
it's not gonna be. I
think
don't
it
think.
is.
I hope not.
I think it's going to revolve around the homecoming dance and the big date.
And the Green Goblin's gonna be waiting there for him.
He's trying to date Zendaya, or whatever that Disney girl's name is, and he's a loser. She said yes to him for some reason, but then he's too busy fighting villains, and he's almost late for the date.
God, if it's that, I will.
Or if it's
I will stop watching.
Spider-Man 16 Candles remake, a weird science. We could do a bunch of things with this. Like, no, if this was sweep it. Just like Homecoming, really? Like, that's, and if it is meant to be like him coming home to the MCU, that's too on the nose. And like, that does not need to be the title. That could be marketing. I don't care. But
what was the
Spider-Man Homecoming?
What was the third one?
Greatness Awaits.
I don't like that. I like that less than Homecoming.
Spider-Man Suspend, and that's what makes me think Homecoming is actually about high school. Why else would you do Spider-Man Suspended?
Suspended from classes.
What is that?
Uncle Ben beats his ass.
Like, I don't get what they're doing with this.
Aunt May verbally abuses him.
I mean, like we said, this, like, they register names all the time, so that definitely could not end up being the actual one. But the fact you even thought about calling it Spider-Man Homecoming or Spider-Man Suspended makes me really question what Sony is doing with this solo movie, because they're so stuck on the fact of he's in high school. Like, so, like, why is that? That's not his appeal. So
we'll find out soon.
All right, Sal's in favor of going to Homecoming, so you can have that one. All right, so lastly, back to DC. Of course, on the heels of Batman vs Superman, we talked about all these schedule changes, all these rumors, all this crap. So a couple rumors that came out last week. We had Deborah Snyder, who is the wife of Zack Snyder and one of the main producers on these movies. She was talking about the tone, basically, and she was saying some of the future movies are definitely different. And then she started talking about Flash. Like, once you get to the Flash movie, she said you have Ezra Miller and Ray Fisher, of course, and they have good chemistry, and they're the younger guys, and I think the tone will be different in that movie.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are like,
Flashpoint.
Flash is getting crossed over with Cyborg. Then you had a lot of people who was like, she didn't say exactly as the Flash movie. I think people took it that way. I reread the comments and I was like, how else can you take it? She said, once you get to the Flash movie, you have Ray Fisher as Cyborg and they have good camaraderie. Mm-hmm. He's crossing over with the Flash. So we did our DCU, thoughts, hopes, and theories. We talked about it was originally scheduled to be a Flash Green Lantern crossover. It looks like they kept the crossover part, but they're putting Cyborg in it. So what do you think about if they did that?
Flashpoint. I think. No, I don't know.
They could.
Yeah, they could. The Flash is after Justice League Part 1, right? Mm-hmm. Why not? He's in a different dimension, and here's Cyborg, who is very apparent in the Flashpoint comic book or movie. Yep. So it's very likely that
who voiced Cyborg in the Flashpoint movie?
No, I don't.
You want a black guy, you get Michael B. Jordan.
Oh, he did? I didn't know that. Yeah, racists.
Yeah, Hollywood.
But yeah, I mean, that would be awesome. I've said it since we kind of did our hopes, theories, and stuff. But I think that would be fine. I don't mind. I don't mind that at all. So, I mean, I know you wanted Green Lantern. What do you think about this?
Yeah, I would love Green Lantern, but this makes sense. Sal was so modest. You were right. I think we were right on a lot of things. So if you go back to canon, it's documented. We were right.
I think you have to watch all the episodes first, and then you go
and like them and subscribe every last one. But you brought it up during the DCU thoughts, hopes, and theories. You said, what if this movie is him, like, they're showing us how he got back to Bruce in Batman vs Superman, where he traveled and all that. And then I said, well, if you go to Apocalypse or whatever, you need the boom tube, so Cyborg has to be involved. Yeah. Now we know they're crossing over. And she also confirmed that the Flash and Aquaman movies would be after the events of Justice League, so they're not an origin story, not a prequel. So I think it fits right in line with what you brought up. Like, you need Cyborg to deal with the alien technology. His powers come from a mother box. He's gonna be a big part in what the Flash does. Yeah. And then, but I like getting the younger guys together. Like we said, Justice League and all these other movies, the tone won't be as dark as that.
Yeah.
Batman's dark. We get it. People complain. This Batman is dark. Not everybody's like this. Superman's dark too, but not everybody is like that. So I think Flash is gonna be fine. The only thing is, I don't know how Ray Fisher Cyborg is. Like, we don't know how much charisma he has. I actually want him to be kind of like a stick in the mud. Like,
well, Cyborg is kind of like that in the comic. He's not this,
I want him to be guy. like almost if you did Jon Stewart Green Lantern with Flash. So I would like it to be like that because they're both black. But so anyway, another rumor. This is a complete rumor, not confirmed by anyone in the movie, but people that do this thing for real and got sources said that right now they're hearing that Justice League Part 1 is basically Atlanteans versus Amazons, and something between Wonder Woman and Justice League happened that the Amazons and the Atlanteans are at war, and then that's kind of where the Justice League comes into Wonder Woman's side to help her out. Okay. And then, so that's kind of what that was, which would make me right. Because, I mean, we knew Atlantis was a big part. The key thing for me with Justice League that made me start thinking that was getting Mira and Amber Heard. I'm like, because if you're just forming a team, we don't need to go into Atlantis that deeply, unless they're playing a big part. Yeah. And so it looks like that's what it is right now, ripped right apart from the Flashpoint Paradox. Well, it looks like Flashpoint Paradox is spread through some of these movies. What do you think if this is the route they go?
Like you said, it's ripped out kind of right at Flashpoint. And what I think how it would play out if this was fact that this first movie obviously would focus on this storyline in terms of the war they're having, and then here comes some bigger power, Darkseid or whoever it is, and then they kind of got to say, well, we're not. Why are we fighting?
I hope not.
Why are we fighting? I'm
sorry, because I don't want it to be Atlanteans v Amazons. I don't want that. Because that's what all these verses...
Oh, you're asking me if I wanted that or if I...
No, you were saying you think that's how it might be.
If this is what is confirmed.
I hope it's not that.
Yeah.
I hope it's not, Darkseid's coming, we better band together. I hope there's a resolution at the end. Because like we talked about Justice League 1 being basically the forming of the team. Like where everyone's not willing to go. So I was like, I want them to struggle to get Aquaman. And so this makes it a serious struggle. Yeah. And I hope Batman kind of becomes the in-between where he's like, we need both of you to work together. I hope it's not...
You just hope the catalyst of them coming together isn't Darkseid.
Yeah, I hope it's not, Batman v Superman or Doomsday shows up. I mean, really, that's not why they
I see what you're saying,
reconcile. But
you rather them do it on their own.
I hope there's an actual resolution between sea and land.
Okay.
But continue. Sorry.
No, that was it. I was just saying how I think it would play out. That's a pretty simple storyline in terms of, I mean, we've seen that storyline in any movie you can think of where two people go together and have to come together or go head to head and then come together because of a greater
threat. And that's why I'm like, that always feels weird to me.
Yeah.
So
you think Mira's gonna die?
No, because she's an Aquaman. She's already
Oh yeah. That could be a prequel. You don't know that.
It's not.
Oh, they confirmed it was not. Oh yeah, they did storyline. It was duh.
See, that's the thing with these slates. That's what I'm saying with Civil War. You can't surprise us. We know who signed up for what movie. I mean, they can always change it, but right now, I don't think she's gonna die. That's her first movie. You got Amber Heard. So.
Yeah, true.
I don't know, exciting stuff. I mean, before we finish, does any of this make you more excited?
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy that they're, even though you said that they might have already had this whole thing planned out in terms of
story arc.
No, not even story arc. just announcing the other 2 movies.
Oh,
that
yeah.
gets me excited. But the story arc, I'm glad if they're going the direction I wanted them to, then yeah, hell yeah. I mean, Flashpoint is a great story. If you guys haven't read it or seen it, go watch the movie, and you kind of get a better sense of what we're talking about. And if you really look at it and then kind of compare it to what we have now and what the rumors are, you're gonna kind of think, well, yeah, that can work a lot. That can work really well. So yeah. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm gonna be excited, no matter what. Unless I don't know what. Unless what. I'm in denial.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what about you? Excited still?
Oh yeah. Well, I wasn't excited before, but
I mean, this is good news to you.
Yeah. I lost faith in the Warner Brothers, not DC. I think the DCU definitely has all the potential in the world. I just really hope Warner Brothers gets on board with this thing and starts supporting them instead of scrambling to, fix and patch everything up. Just let them kind of do what they were going to do.
Yeah, that's why I said we have to, even in terms of just thinking as small as I don't like this character, well, you don't know where he's going to end up in 3 years later. So think about that as the whole movie, the whole universe by itself. Just wait and watch it, and then if you don't like it in 5 years, then you can tell me, and I don't care either way. But so
right.
Yeah.
All right, so that is our show today. But before we end, there's a couple announcements actually. Real quick, I just want to let you know that if you are a fan of the canon, or if you want to be a fan and watch all our past videos, we did go through and put all the hyperlinks in there for each topic. So if you look in the description of the video, you can see where the topic starts. You click on it and jump right to that topic. So please go ahead, view as much as you want, like and subscribe. Also, in honor of the NFL draft, we have our own superhero team draft coming up pretty soon in about 3 weeks. So Sal won the #1 pick by guessing the correct box office for Batman vs Superman. Couple little tidbits: we will be drafting an 8-team roster. All right. That's 8, not 18. 8-team roster, and then we'll get more into the positions that we will be drafting, because we need strategy, we need nuance. It can't be just that simple as drafting 8 people. But I got my board ready. I don't care what Sal does with the #1 pick. I was ready for that, and I can't wait, man. So,
Batman. I'm telling you now, that's not my first pick.
So once we put that out there, go ahead and comment and let us know which team was the best
and what your team might be. Even though you're not going head-to-head in round. But whatever.
Yeah, and I won't care what your team. I'm just joking. All right, so that's the episode. If you like what you heard, please give us the ammo by clicking the subscribe button below. I'd like to introduce Sal to say goodbye.
Oh, okay. Hi. Bye. Oh, no. Subscribe. Obviously, we already said that. Go to Twitter @TheCannonBlog to follow us there. And Facebook, facebook.com/TheCannon. And follow us there.
Right, and I'm your host Terry, and if you heard it here, it's canon. I'm going to have to say that it's just kind of racist. It's like they literally sat down and said, okay, let's watch Red Tails and pick all the actors from there.